as always. What does it say? They didn't even... Yeah. Alright. Shit. You fucking in. Gunt. Okay. Oh, shizzle gizzendar. I guess this is an extra long grace period, calm before the storm. Okay. I mean, that is... referring to what I see on my screen, that is true about the PS Vita. Sony didn't even really announce the shutdown. They just kind of did it unceremoniously, without much fanfare. Like, to be fair though, the PS Vita wasn't... Shit. To be fair though, the Vita was not super beloved. But still, could have at least given everyone a heads up. Has anyone joined yet? No. Oh, I think this is going to be a one-person show. At this rate. This is awkward. Okay, well, 4 minutes in and I still don't have any audience members joining, so, back where I come from, we call ice cream frozen cock sex. I don't know. remind me of me, unfortunately. That should not, that is just the truth. That is just the truth. Oh, we have one light. I'm going to give my thoughts. So, didn't expect you to come, but welcome to the show. I only ever seen this movie once. Yeah. Didn't expect you to be here, but that's not a bad thing. I do have to clarify, that is not a bad thing. I didn't really find it as amazing as everyone thought it was. Fair. The only reason why I've been standing here in silence for roughly 6 minutes is because I've been waiting for Spider to... It was just good. Again, fair. The only reason I've really been standing here in silence for 6 minutes rather than yapping my silly little head off, saying that politely, not in a rude way, is I've been waiting for Spider to get here. Could I say it's overrated? Nah. There's clearly more to that, so I was waiting for you to finish. I've been messing with this shelf up here, so that's why I'm kind of looking off into space. Could I say it's overhyped? Absolutely no. Okay. I'll just put, it's a fine film. Fair. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put this up on the shelf while it's fresh on my mind. Okay. There we go. Put this sign back where it goes. What does it say? Unique that it works as a Christmas movie and a Halloween movie, but at the end of the... Faded away before... Okay. Unique that it works as a Christmas movie and a Halloween movie, but at the end of the day, it's just not my thing, but I'm aware how good it is. Fair. What movie? Oh, hey, welcome. Welcome to Wonder After Dark. I'm glad you asked. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, I'm getting boring. Yep. The Nightmare Before... Educational television. The Nightmare Before Christmas, also known, mistakenly, as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, is a 1993 American stop-motion animated musical fantasy film directed by Henry Selick in his directorial debut and produced and conceived by Tim Burton. And already, I do want to go ahead and clarify, admittedly this is a very minor thing, but I do have to say it, related to Tom Selleck. By the looks of it, no. By the looks of it, he has no relation to Tom Selleck. Anyway, okay, this is admittedly very minor, but it does bother me. It bothers me when even Disney, the Magnum P.I., never watched it. I have never watched Magnum P.I. a day in my life. But anyway, it bothers me when they label it as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, when Henry Selick was the... I mean, it's not technically wrong, because Burton did have the idea for it, and he did produce it, but he didn't direct it. Anyway, it tells the story of Jack, does the Star-Lord flipping off before jumping into port. You know what? Because you already did that, I'm going to do the other Star-Lord flipping off moment. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know how this thing worked. There, now we got both Star-Lord middle fingers covered. Shitheadism. Anyway. Guardians of the Galaxy would be a great one to cover on this show, but let's not dwell upon that any further. It tells the story of Jack Skellington. Not Guardians of the Galaxy, Nightmare Before Christmas, but it tells the story of Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween Town. Disney must have felt so proud when they used that name twice. Who stumbles upon Christmastown and schemes to take over the holiday. Danny Elfman wrote the songs and score and provided the singing voice for Jack. Just catching my breath here. Anyway. Also, I see we have 0 viewers. Although I imagine that's just YouTube playing mind games on me. Yeah. Anyway. The principal voice cast includes Chris Sarandon. No idea if I'm saying that name correctly, but Chris Sarandon, Catherine O'Hara, William Hickey, Ken Page, rest in peace, Paul Rubens. Also rest in peace, Glenn Shaddix, Shadow, and Ed Ivory. Okay, before I keep reading, say the word bean if you're still watching. Not trying to sound forceful when I say that. Just, if you're still watching, say the word bean. Or if you're still listening, say the word bean. Again, if you're still watching right now, say the word bean. Felt like I was about to throw up there, but anyway. Okay, I don't think anyone's watching. Fuck. I think we're nearing the end of the show's run, because 0 viewers, no one has said anything. I think genuinely I have 0. I mean, 100 episodes was a nice run. But anyway. Anyway. The film was released, or let me clarify. The film was produced. My head hurts. Okay. Yeah, no one seems to be watching right now. Anyway, the film was produced by Walt Disney Pictures and Skellington Productions, which was a short-lived production company ran by Burton, and was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures Distribution under the Touchstone Pictures banner. Anyway. Okay, anyway. The film premiered, well actually the film has technically 3 premiere dates. Okay, technically the film has 3 premiere dates. It premiered at the New York Film Festival on October 9th, 1993. Excuse me. Then it got kind of a limited release on October 13th of 1993. And then finally it released nationwide on October 29th, 1993. Kind of a slow rollout. Slow rollout. Kind of catchy. But anyway. The film has a runtime of just 76 minutes. When's the last time you've seen a movie that short? In my case, it's been a while. But anyway. The film had a budget of just $18 million and made $102.5 million at the box office. So, definitely a success. Anyway, back on track here. But yeah, The Nightmare Before Christmas originated from a poem written by Burton in 1982 while he was working at an animator at working as an animator at Walt Disney Productions. That dyslexia is airborne now. Yes, that is a very Greyhound stare at the camera moment. Anyway, with the critical success of the short film Vincent that same year, Burton began to consider developing the film as either a short film or a half-hour television special, to no avail. Oh, the worst burps. The worst burps are when you can feel shit coming up. Anyway, over the years, Burton's thoughts regularly returned to the project. And in 1990, he made a development deal with the Walt Disney Studios. Production started in July of 1991 in San Francisco. Disney initially released the film. Well, actually, let me add to that. Let me add a part to that. The Nightmare Before Christmas actually was advertised early on as a Walt Disney Pictures release and was slated to be the next installment in the Disney animation canon. However, Disney initially released the film through the Touchstone Pictures label because the studio believed that the film would be too dark and scary for kids. In case you forgot, Touchstone Pictures was the label Disney used to release their more mature films under. Now, while The Nightmare Before Christmas is kind of a squeaky clean movie, very family friendly, I honestly think releasing it under Touchstone might have been the right call, because I mean, it's not super dark, it's not super disturbing, but you know, I wouldn't really call it like good for younger kids. So releasing it under the Touchstone banner and kind of marketing it for older kids and parents does make sense. In fact, I feel like it's aimed more at, older kids and teens than it is just kids in general. But anyway, The Nightmare Before Christmas, as previously stated, premiered at the New York Film Festival on October 9th, 1993, and was given a limited release on October 13th before its wide theatrical release on October 29th. So I guess you could kind of debate when it actually came out, Do you go with the New York Film Festival date? Do you go with the limited release? Do you go with its wide release? I personally go with its limited release, that being October 13th. Although technically, yes, it did come out officially on the 29th, I generally acknowledge the 13th. But anyway, the film was met with commercial and critical success upon release, earning praise for its animation, particularly the innovation of stop-motion animation as an art form, as well as its characters, songs, and score. While initially a modest box office hit, it has since garnered a large cult following and is widely regarded as one of the greatest animated films of all time. It was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, a first for an animated film, but ultimately lost to Jurassic Park, which I completely understand, honestly. Anyway, 13 years after the film's initial release, it was reissued in theaters under the Walt Disney Pictures banner and has been re-released annually in theaters in Disney Digital 3D from 2006 until 2010. Although theatrical releases would continue after 2010. Anyway, in 2023, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Which I do agree. It is very significant, I think, in all of those fields. Anyway, on Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a 95% score based on 106 reviews with an average rating of 8.4 out of 10. The site's critical consensus reads, "The Nightmare Before Christmas is a stunningly original and visually delightful work of stop-motion animation," which I do agree with. On Metacritic, it has a weighted average of 82 out of 100 based on 30 critics, indicating universal acclaim. Roger Ebert praised the film's visual inventiveness. One of the many pleasures of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas is that there is not a single recognizable landscape in it. Everything looks strange and haunting. Even Santa Claus would be difficult to recognize without his red and white uniform. He wrote that it presented a world that is as completely new as the worlds we saw for the first time in such films as Metropolis, The Cabinet of Dr. that name, and Star Wars. What all of these films have in common is a visual richness, so abundant they deserve more than one viewing. He wrote that the songs by Danny Elfman are fun too, a couple of them using lyrics so clever they could be updated from Gilbert and Sullivan, and the choreography, liberated from gravity and reality, has an energy of its own. As when the furniture, the architecture, and the very landscape itself gets in on the act, he notes that some of the Halloween creatures might be a tad scary for smaller children, but this is the kind of movie that older kids will eat up. It has that offbeat, subversive energy that tells them wonderful things are likely to happen. I do very much agree with you, Ebert. It's a wonderful film. Wonderful film. It's kind of hard to do this show with no audience, but weirdly enough, it's kind of relaxing. Anyway, as previously stated, the film was originally going to be released under the Walt Disney Pictures banner as a part of the Walt Disney Feature Animation lineup, or the canon. And in fact, early marketing materials did advertise it as a Disney release. But Disney ultimately decided to release it under the studio's adult-oriented Touchstone Pictures banner, because they felt that it would be too dark and scary for kids. Selick remembered their biggest fear, and why it was kind of a stepchild project, was they were afraid of their core audience hating the film and not coming. To convey Burton's involvement and attract a wider audience, Disney marketed the film as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. According to Henry Selick, the decision was made approximately 3 weeks before the film went into wide release. Although again, the initial teaser trailer would imply otherwise. Burton explained that it turned into more of a brand name thing. It turned into something else, which I'm not quite sure about. So even Tim Burton doesn't really agree with the naming. And yeah, I think the correct title, honestly, would be either Henry Selick's The Nightmare Before Christmas, because he was the actual director, or even Burton and Selick's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Much like how Grindhouse was called a Rodriguez and Tarantino double feature, this should have been labeled a Burton Selick film. But anyway. The Nightmare Before Christmas was reissued under the Walt Disney Pictures banner and re-released on October 20th, 2006 with conversion to Disney Digital 3D and was accompanied by the Pixar short film Knick Knack. Industrial Light and Magic, our beloved, assisted in the process. It was then subsequently re-released on October 19th, 2007, October 24th, 2008, and October 23rd, 2009. The El Capitan Theater in Hollywood, California, has been showing the film in 4D screenings annually in October, ending on Halloween since 2010. The reissues have since led to a re-emergence of 3D films and advances in Real D cinema. Stay tuned for the inevitable episode about 3D movies. Oh. Anyway. Excuse me. In October 2020, The Nightmare Before Christmas was re-released in 2,194 theaters, and it grossed $1.3 million over the weekend, finishing in 4th place behind Christopher Nolan's Tenet. That doesn't even sound real. For the film's 30th anniversary, and in commemoration of the Walt Disney Company's centennial anniversary, it was re-released in theaters across the United States and Canada on October 20th, 2023. I actually saw that re-release, including limited engagements in 4DX, which I think was a first for the movie. I think was a first. I think. I could be wrong. Anyway. The film was then once again theatrically re-released this year on October 11th, 2024, including Real D 3D and Disney Digital 3D formats. So, I see the tradition is still alive of reissuing the film in theaters in 3D, movie film for theaters. My head hurts. Anyway. Alright. Oh, I see we have a viewer back. Welcome back. You just missed the boring part. Not trying to sound rude when I say that, just you would not have been amused by me reading. Again, that's not rude, it's not sarcasm. Just nothing that I'm reading right now would have really amused you. But to quickly recap, Festival, limited, wide, numerous 3D reissues in theaters. You committed homicide. Shut. I mean, funny, but shut. I mean shut in a jokey, playful way, not shut in a serious way. You don't actually have to shut. Unless, of course, you give a hot take that I don't agree with. I mean, like a hot take that's, like, terrible. Anyway. Also, yeah, I don't think Spider is coming back for this one. Son of a bitch. You're more than welcome to stay, Sylv. You're more than welcome to stay, but what you said earlier kind of convinced me that you were done for tonight. But you're more than welcome to stay if you want. Hot take, this movie is balls and you look like a psychopath reviewing it. See you in 20 minutes. You're not funny anyway. This is already both my favorite and least favorite episode. Anyway, home video, physical media, whatever you want to call it. With successful home video sales, The Nightmare Before Christmas later achieved the ranks of a cult film. The film was first released by Buena Vista Home Video under the Touchstone Home Video label on VHS and Laserdisc on September 30th, 1994. And then it was released on DVD for the first time ever on Then it was released on DVD for the first time on December 2nd, 1997. And then it was released on DVD for a second time on October 3rd, 2000, this time as a special edition DVD. Also, I see we have 2 viewers once again. No idea who's watching at this point. But yeah, it was released on DVD on December 2nd, 1997 for the first time. And now we're back down to my head hurts. And then meow, hello. Welcome back. You just missed the boring part where I read about the release history. And I gotta turn this fan on because it's getting hot. Anyway, back to reading. It was released on DVD on December 2nd, 1997, the first time. Then it was released on DVD again on October 3rd, 2000, this time as a special edition, containing audio commentary by Selick and Pete Kazochik, a 28-minute making-of documentary, a gallery of concept art, storyboards, test footage, and deleted scenes, as well as the Vincent and Frankenweenie shorts. And then it was released on UMD Video for PSP, my beloved, on October 25th, 2005. And that was pretty much it for a while. And then it was released on DVD and for the first time on Blu-ray on August 26, 2008 as a collector's edition set, but containing most of the same bonus features as the previous DVD. Then the film was released on Blu-ray 3D on August 30th, 2011. And then in 2018, it was released as a sing-along edition on Blu-ray. And the sing-along version would later be made available on Disney Plus on September 30th, 2022. And finally, in celebration of the film's 30th anniversary, and in celebration of Disney's centennial anniversary, the film was released and remastered on 4K Ultra HD on August 22nd, 2023. Oh my god, that was a lot of reading. A lot of boring reading. Now, I have quite a few copies of this stupid movie. Let's look over them. Okay. You'll see why I moved Sonic and Shadow in a minute. So the first copy that I have there it is. Okay, you'll see why I moved Sonic and Shadow in a minute. Anyway, the first copy that I have is the original VHS with that lovely poster that you just cannot beat. Touchstone home video, The Nightmare Before Christmas, same image as the front, VHS, all that. Back, no bonus features, VHS tapes couldn't really do those. But here's the tape, just typical Disney Buena Vista ink label. Yeah. The next copy I have is actually right here in our eyesight every night. Yep, here it is. The next copy I have is actually the special edition DVD, which was released in 2000. Honestly, I do like this cover, but I would prefer if they had just left the VHS art alone rather than just putting it in this like big border, but anyway. Touchstone home video, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack jacking off, DVD logo, product number, back. Bonus features include deleted scenes and animated sequences, behind the scenes look at the making of the film, storyboard to film comparison, still frame gallery of concept art and character design with over 450 images, audio commentary by director Henry Selick, original theatrical trailers and posters, as well as Tim Burton's early films, Vincent, his directorial debut, and Frankenweenie, the uncut version never before available. So yeah. There's the disc with actually some really nice artwork. If you liked Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, then take a bite of this magical film that rates 2 thumbs way up. James and the Giant Peach. That's another one we'll have to talk about sometime. As well as an ad for Black Cauldron and The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Scene selections, or as they like to call it, chapter search index. Explanation of the DVD and the film. And your bonus features again. And would you believe this is not even my last copy of this stupid movie? Oh yeah, I got 2 more. What is wrong with me, you might ask? Everything. Everything. Okay, so this next copy is actually down here. Alright, so the next one, let me unbury it. There it is. There it is. Okay. My next copy of the film. It may look like the 2008 DVD, but this is actually a reissue from a few years later. How can you tell? Well, notice how this just says collector's edition. The 2008 DVD was a 2-disc collector's edition. Oh yeah, and the other point of difference, it's just in a single standard case rather than the big bulky box. Disney DVD, collector's edition, The Nightmare Before Christmas, jacking off, product number. The back has been slightly modified to be more in line with a later release. And again, it just says 1 disc as opposed to 2 discs. And some bonus features do appear to be missing, like the shorts. The shorts are not on here. Although the back does still say 2008 DVD release. Now the disc tells you when this came out. Although the Disney Movie Rewards insert is from 2016, the disc tells you when this was reissued. The disc here proudly proclaims The Nightmare Before Christmas 20th Anniversary Edition. Yeah, in 2013, the film was reissued on both DVD and Blu-ray for the 20th anniversary. Same stuff as before, just scaled back. Kind of funny for a big milestone like the 20th to scale back. Anyway, let's put this copy away. Okay. Alright, and the final copy. Why, yes, Copper, I am blabbering into a camera. And finally, the final copy that I have is not the newest that's been released, but it's the newest that I have, the 2023 Blu-ray. Now, this specifically released in 2023, both to coincide with the 30th anniversary of the film and the Disney 100 Centennial celebration. As for what's up with the cover, in 2023, again to coincide with the Disney 100 celebration, Disney was reprinting and reissuing a lot of their films on Blu-ray with these matching slip covers. Yeah, another one that I have here is the Jungle Book. Yeah, here's the Jungle Book from the Disney 100 line. They follow the same style, and they're very uniform, very consistent. I would love to have a full set of them. I would love to have the full set of these, but anyway. Okay, but yeah. While I'm not super big on these like minimalist DVD and Blu-ray covers where they just slap a character render in front of a background and call it a day, I do like how the Disney 100 covers look. I just think, you know, the character renders on the like silver with this like little swoosh, it really, it's simple, but it catches your eye. It pops out. Would I prefer if they had just kept the original art for all the movies and just put like a Disney 100 logo in the corner? Admittedly, yes, but I do, or even if they did like stylized art, that too, but I do like how these look. But anyway, Blu-ray plus digital code. Jack is always jacking off. The spine, Disney Blu-ray, Nightmare Before Christmas. I can only make the jacking off joke so many times, but Disney 100, product number, exactly the same on the other side. The back, again, this is the same general template that all the Disney 100 releases follow. But anyway, bonus features include deleted scenes, the making of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, audio commentary with Tim Burton, director Henry Selick, and music designer Danny Elfman, Tim Burton's early film, Frankenweenie, the uncut version, although there's no mention of Vincent, which is interesting, Tim Burton's original poem, narrated by Christopher Lee, and What's This? Jack's Haunted Mansion Holiday Tour. I almost read that as Jack Black. I genuinely, I almost read that as Jack Black. That would have been really bad. Anyway, yeah. Distributed by Buena Vista Home Entertainment Incorporated. 2020, copyright 2023 Disney, 2023 Blu-ray release. Underneath, pretty much the same Blu-ray that you would have gotten in years past. That is the case with all of the Disney 100 Blu-rays. They're pretty much just a reissue of a previous release with a new slipcover slapped over top. And sold to you at a low price. But anyway, sing-along edition, same bonus features. Although the back does also say copyright 2023 and 2023 release. Anyway, alright, the disc inside, just your typical Disney Blu-ray blue disc. Yeah, and sing-along edition. Although despite them shoving the sing-along edition down your throat, this release does also include the theatrical cut, just in case you were wondering. Okay. The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it's a great movie. Although, I will admit, I do think it might be a little, maybe not overhyped, but held, okay, I do think it deserves all the praise. I do think it deserves all the attention. But, I don't know. I think it might be held on too high of a pedestal. Anyway, and in fact, going back to what Sylv said at the beginning of this show, before pissing off, I didn't really find, alright, going back to what Sylv, our audience here, said, I didn't really find it as amazing as everyone thought it was. It was just good. Could I say it's overrated? Nah. Could I say it's overhyped? Absolutely no. But otherwise, it's a fine film. Unique that it works as a Christmas movie and a Halloween movie, but at the end of the day, it's just not my thing, but I'm aware how good it is. And there's Sylv's thoughts, without him being here to disclose those thoughts. Yeah. I may have to agree with that. You know, as somebody who loves this movie, clearly, I will agree, I wouldn't call it like the greatest Halloween or greatest Christmas movie ever made. A great movie, definitely, just not the greatest. Although I will say, it is definitely my cup of tea, but if it's not your cup of tea, no biggie. Contrary to popular belief, and by popular belief I mean contrary to what some outbursts I might have on this show would imply, my opinion is not the only one that matters. I believe that everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And as long as your opinion is not driven purely by hate, spite, or other negative characteristics, that your opinion is valid. So yeah. But yeah, I do think The Nightmare Before Christmas is a great movie. And honestly, even though I did just say it's not, the greatest Halloween movie ever made or the greatest Christmas movie ever made, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Also, in terms of the film's legacy, Blink 182's 2003 song, I Miss You, makes reference to the film. Additionally, the third and fourth episodes of the fifth season of the show Fargo feature a group of characters that wear masks depicting characters from the movie, including Jack Skellington. Also, there was a possible sequel. In 2003, quite a few years later, Disney began to consider producing a sequel. But rather than using stop motion, they wanted to use computer animation. Tim Burton convinced Disney to drop the idea, saying, "I was always very protective of The Nightmare Before Christmas, not to do sequels or things of that kind." Burton explained, Jack visits Thanksgiving World or other kinds of things just because I felt the movie had a purity to it and the people that like it. Because it's a mass market kind of thing, it was important to kind of keep that purity of it. The 2004 video game, The Nightmare Before Christmas Oogie's Revenge, did, however, serve as a sequel to the film, with Capcom's crew of developers going after and following Burton's advice, and having the collaboration of the film's art director Deanne Taylor. In 2009, Henry Selick said he would do a film sequel, if he and Burton could create a good story idea for it. In February 2019, it was reported that a new Nightmare Before Christmas film was in the works at Disney, with Disney considering either a stop-motion sequel or a live-action remake. Fuck no. In October 2019, Chris Sarandon expressed interest on reprising his role as Jack Skellington if a sequel were to ever materialize. I'm about out of breath. I'm about out of breath. Anyway, on February 22nd, 2021, Disney Publishing announced that a sequel was given to the film in the form of a young adult novel, released under the title Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. It was written by Shea Earnshaw and features Sally as the main character rather than Jack, told through her point of view with events taking place after the film. The book was released on August 2nd, 2022. And finally, in October 2023, Selick stated that he would like to do a prequel, not a sequel, a prequel about how Jack became the king of Halloween Town. The following month, however, Burton said he did not want to see any further projects in that universe. In August 2024, Selick expressed doubt that a sequel would ever materialize, not wanting to beat the film to death. Good Lord, that is probably the longest I have ever read about any movie on this show. And yeah, I do agree. I think while it would be nice to revisit this world and revisit these characters, or even just see a new story in the same universe, I do think it would be much preferred to just, leave it alone. Let it rest. Just have it be a perfect, one and done, standalone, self-contained, just self-contained is the right word. Now, even though I don't have an audience for this episode, you're probably thinking that would be the perfect place to cut it off after meow. Hello. I have trust issues because that counter has been at 0 viewers this entire time. By the way, I'm not damn repeating myself. I'm not trying to sound rude, but I'm not repeating myself. You cannot make me. I'm not gonna. Moving on. Just when you thought I'm back from watching an episode of Pokemon Horizons. That's nice, but I'm still not repeating myself. But to recap, I was talking about The Nightmare Before Christmas. I went over the general release history. I went over the fact that we're never getting a sequel, which is actually a good thing. Gave my review, so on and so forth. Just when you thought I was done reviewing stop-motion Halloween specials, The Legend of Bikini Bottom is the fifth episode of the 11th season of SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, we're reviewing not one, but 2 stop-motion specials. The Nightmare Before Christmas 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. No, stop it. But yeah, we're not just reviewing a stop-motion Halloween movie, we're reviewing a special too. Anyway, as I said, it is the 5th episode of the 11th season of SpongeBob SquarePants. In the episode, the Flying Dutch... Well, back to Pokemon, okay, no. Asshole. Anyway, I said asshole in a jokey, playful way. Kind of a in-character, even though this isn't a scripted show, but asshole was not genuine. Anyway, in the episode, the Flying Dutchman wants to make sure SpongeBob and his friends are scared on Halloween. Straightforward. Anyway, the episode first aired... God, this is a fucking clusterfuck. The episode aired in the U.S. on October 13th, 2017, and it aired in Canada a few days later on October 20th, 2017. Don't ask me where in Canada it aired, because I'm an American. Anyway, the episode was confirmed by Kaz on April 6, 2017. It was reported by The Hollywood Reporter on June 20th of that year that it was in post-production. I'm calling you shithead. I'm calling you a shithead in a jokey, playful, in-character way too, bitch, cunt. Anyway. Say it ain't true, but I'm here to tell you you're a motherfucking cunt. Anyway. When I tell you having that song enter my life has both done wonders and done irreparable damage. Oh, but anyway. Yes, you are a cunt. But anyway. Okay, but... Oh yeah, interestingly, the episode premiered on Friday the 13th. This episode, unlike most others around the time, also premiered on a Friday instead of a Saturday, because Saturday at the time was the standard day for new SpongeBob episodes. In the US, anyway. Don't know what the story is over in Canada. Anyway. Just rolling down here. Okay. I cannot find the read. Okay. I did just read. I'm calling you a shithead in a jokey, playful, in-character way too, bitch. You are a cunt. Unless there was something else that YouTube deleted, which is highly likely. Yep, that's what I figured. Yep. God damn it, indeed. God damn it to all, and have a merry go fuck yourself. Anyway. Okay, but... let me just look it up separate. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a motherfucking cunt. Anyway. Okay, the special, as I said, aired on Nickelodeon in the U.S. on October 13th, 2017. And then it released. Okay, then it released a little over, or not quite. Oh, yep, Jesse Fat, yep. Been a while since you've called me fat. Oh yeah, real quick before we continue, it's time for the funny image. But first, let's secure the funny image for tonight. And then we'll get back to yapping my show your fat tummy. Fat. Okay, anyway, here's your funny image. This may or may not be foreshadowing for a future live stream, for a future episode. What is this funny image foreshadowing? I don't know. Stay tuned. What even is that? Okay, serious answer. It is a suitcase with a light bulb inside of it and nothing else. You'll find out the significance of that soon enough. Your idea case. I mean, you could call it my idea case. Pulp Fiction is boring. You know what? I'm not even going to argue with that. I mean, I like Pulp Fiction. I like Quentin Tarantino. But I will admit, I don't watch Tarantino's movies often. Just because they're so... I mean, mind you, one of my favorite movies is literally 3 hours, 11 minutes long. But 2.5 is kind of my limit. Tarantino kind of pushes that. I only seen one movie written by him. Go on. Two. Okay. Thanks for the correction, but go on. Spit your shit. From Dusk Till Dawn 1 and 2. I figured. Okay, but yeah. But I feel Tarantino pushes that 2.5 hours. Especially The Hateful Eight, which feels like it goes on for goddamn ever. Oh, it's a great movie, but good God, it feels like an eternity. But let's get back on topic. Anyway, The Legend of Bikini Bottom aired on October 13th, 2017. We're just gonna... Quentin isn't really that good of an actor. I mean, he's a good actor. Yeah, he's good at being a villain. I would say Quentin Tarantino, I'd say he's a good actor, but he's not a great actor. Like, okay. When he's playing the villain, he's really good. Or just when he's antagonistic, he's really good. Probably because he already looks like a creep. Tarantino, I mean no disrespect. And, yeah, he's no George Clooney. And then, I think he's also good, like, in small supporting roles. In Death Proof, he plays a bartender. And it's not a huge role, but he does kind of fit the bill as the bartender. But that's only because it's, like, a minor role. Mind you, every single character in Death Proof that is not Kurt Russell feels like a minor role. In that it feels like they all get thrown away instantly. But we'll talk about Quentin Tarantino some other time. Anyway, The Legend of Bikini Bottom aired on Nickelodeon in the US on October 13th. The Gecko brothers are mentioned in From Dusk Till Dawn 2. Admittedly, I forgot about that until right now. But, yeah. From Dusk Till Dawn, or Brain Rot. Legend of Bikini Bottom aired on October 13th, 2017 in the US. And it released on DVD a year later, on September 11th, 2018, by Paramount Home Entertainment. Funny, it came out on DVD on 9/11. And funny that it came out a year later, but then again, that's kind of the standard with Nickelodeon shows on DVD. They either take their sweet ass time to come out on DVD or they never do. No in between. The son of the sheriff from the first movie mentions that the geckos murdered his dad. Yep. Although this has me really confused now that I remember it, because I'm pretty sure the bar was in complete disrepair by the end of the... Also, said sheriff appears in Kill Bill, same actor. Yes, I knew. How? He's dead. I just don't think too hard about... No, actually, that's not me being a sarcastic asshole, but genuinely, I just don't think you should think too fucking hard about it. In fact, he also appears in Planet Terror and Death Proof. Although Death Proof is his last appearance to date. In fact, in Death Proof, it's both father and son. Also in Death Proof, he breaks the world record for the most amount of times goddamn is said over the course of 3 goddamn minutes. Anyway, the bar is in the second film in a different... Jesus Christ, I'm having a stroke. The bar in the second film is a different branch operated by Razor Charlie's twin, Razor Eddie, also played by Danny Trejo. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, I forgot. Moving on. Anyway, it released on September 11th, 2018 on DVD, but it completely falls the fuck apart. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to finish this in a minute. This episode is already just a dysfunctional mess. Oh my god. Shut up, crap. Okay. I'm going to speed this the hell up so we don't have that happen again. But yeah, the Wi-Fi momentarily cut off on me. I did not do anything that was out of my control. Yes, I do special on the kind of a weird I vored the Wi-Fi. Yes, you did. You would. Kind of a weird variant. Includes free treat bag, which I don't have anymore, but yeah. And then underneath, pretty much just your standard DVD copy of the special. Includes behind the scenes featurettes. Runtime, just 23 minutes. Yeah. I'm not listening. Also Discord. Okay. You're not listening, but I'm still yapping. Just as you said, I did not do anything. It's out of my control. It froze. Funny. Perfect timing. Anyway, I promise I don't. But anyway, you don't listen, but I'm still yapping. The disc is your typical Paramount Gray. So, The Legend of Bikini Bottom. What do I think? Admittedly, it was hilarious. Yeah, it did not happen on my end. On my end, it did not. Don't shoot, I'm just a mess. No, this time I won't shoot. This time, I genuinely won't shoot. Granted, on my end, I didn't even notice anything was up. I never seen it. Fair. But if you want my review of it, so The Legend of Bikini Bottom is the second Legend of Bikini Bottom I never seen. Fair. Anyway. I mean, it is modern SpongeBob. I've never watched SpongeBob in my life. Totally. Anyway. Rather remarkably, this remote still works. Anyway. In fact, I hate SpongeBob. Cunt. Anyway. Okay. The Legend of Bikini Bottom is the... SpongeBob can suck. Oh, anyway. Okay. The Legend of Bikini Bottom is, well, I guess I should provide a little bit of context. It was the second of 2 half-hour stop-motion specials. The first, of course, was It's a SpongeBob Christmas, which aired 5 years earlier in 2012. I'll have to review that one at a later date, but this is I guess you could consider this the sequel to that special, even though it has nothing to do with it. The DVD for It's a SpongeBob Christmas is a joke. The Blu-ray is strange. I can confirm that for 2 reasons. One, I own the DVD. I'm too lazy to go grab it, but I do own it. And Gio, who I won't spend too much time with right now, owns the Blu-ray. At least I think he still owns it. I don't know. I haven't heard about his collection in a while. I don't know if he still has his collection, but last time I checked, he had that Blu-ray. The Blu-ray contains a port of Nautical Nonsense and Sponge Buddies, for some reason. Yeah, and I actually knew that because of him. It was that man that informed me of that. And on the one hand, I think that's kind of a neat bonus, but it's also really weird. Neat because you technically get, episodes of the show on Blu-ray, which never happened prior and hasn't happened since, but it's also really weird because they haven't been upscaled to HD at all. They haven't been remastered at all. Yeah, it was the first DVD release and the first Blu-ray release. And as I was saying, they quite literally just took the DVD and ported it over to the Blu-ray. They were not upscaled to HD at all. They weren't remastered to HD at all. If I don't have it, so I can't confirm, but as far as I'm aware, they only look slightly better than the DVD. That too. It was just the episodes, not the bonus features. So just 10 episodes. And on top of that, what makes it even more, meanwhile, the DVD only contains It's a SpongeBob Christmas, what a joke. Yeah. Yep. Anyway. And on top of that, technically the Blu-ray had 11 episodes. Anyway. And what makes it even more strange of a release, in fact, what makes it really strange of a release is, what makes it a really strange release to me as well is if they were going to port over a previous DVD release to Blu-ray, why not pick a previous holiday release? The DVD literally titled It's a SpongeBob, the DVD titled Christmas. The next 100 episodes is a joke too. Oh, don't get me started on that. The first 100 episodes. Yeah, only the first 100 is worth it. Granted, my stupid ass owns both the first and next 100, but the first 100 episodes is the better release. You know, you get all 5 seasons, you get, well, the first 5 seasons, you get the first 100 episodes, of course, and on top, it has some new bonus features that were not on previous releases, although as a trade-off, it does not include anything from the individual seasons. It includes the version of Shanghai that originally aired, titled You Wish. It was really an all-in-one package. Just One Bite is always aired unedited here, but I have a VHS with it censored, unfortunately. Well, yeah, that's because to my knowledge, I could be mistaken, but to my knowledge, Nickelodeon video releases are pretty much the same in both the US and Canada. So if something was edited for video in the US, it's edited for Canada too, even if it aired on Canada television unedited. Anyway, but the first 100 episodes just was a nice all-in-one. This isn't water, this is gas. The people in the World Trade Center. Anyway, but the first 100 episodes was a really nice package. And on top of that, it actually fixed a mistake with the individual seasons. The complete first season DVD was missing Help Wanted. I've heard Something Smells has an alternate line in the bathroom. I don't know. I've never heard that personally. But anyway. But, yeah. Help Wanted was not initially on the Season 1 DVD, but was included on Season 3. The first 100 rectified that and placed it back where it belongs. Jesse sucks? Yes, I do. But the next 100 episodes? Well, the next 100 episodes DVD was basically just a cheap repackage of the individual DVDs for seasons 6 through 9 with no custom menus, no new bonus features. All that they changed was the packaging and the disc labels, and even then the front cover reused artwork from a 2013 fan event. Which means, of course, I'm going to be stupid enough to pick up the next DVD compilation they're releasing, another 100 episodes. Yes, that's coming out this month. Even though I know for a fact it's probably just going to be a repackage of the existing 10 through 13. What does it say? The next 100 episodes isn't even worth it, because let's be honest, most of the next 100 episodes, the majority of season 6 through 8, well, are trash. Okay. I'm going to give my opinion on that calmly and politely. While there are a lot of bad episodes in that era, I wouldn't call it, like, the worst ever. Oh, don't get me wrong. 6 through 8, there are quite a few bad episodes, but, you know, not only are there the good ones here and there, but even then, most of the episodes, I've just seen a lot of trash. It's made me cynical. No wonder. Admittedly, yeah, I'm aware that might have sounded a little mean-spirited, but strangely enough, that explains a lot. Truth or Square was absolute shit. Stay tuned. Okay, but... Okay. Okay, but anyway. In fact, fuck it. If you want my opinion on modern SpongeBob, keeping... Oh. Atlantis SquarePantis had potential, but it kinda sucked. There is one sole thing about Atlantis SquarePantis that pisses me off to no end. You got David Bowie to do a musical episode, but then you're not even going to have David Bowie sing a single song. Again, you get David Bowie for a musical episode, and then you don't even have David Bowie. Yeah, okay. Season 4 and 5 weren't that bad. I agree, seasons 4 and 5 are not that bad. As a matter of fact, 4 and 5, I wouldn't say are the best at all, but I'd say some episodes are up there with the first 3 seasons. And I'd say some episodes could be as good as. You know. But that's just my opinion. But back to the legend of... Oh. Reminds me of Johnny Depp being in SpongeBob versus the Big One. And Davy Jones, too. And fun fact. Both Johnny Depp... Oh. I did like the Davy Jones joke, though. Yep. And fun fact. Both Johnny Depp and Davy Jones actor were also in Rango. It's like wherever Johnny Depp goes, he goes too. And they even have a showdown in Rango. Perfection. Davy Jones was a member of the Monkees. Fuck Imagine Dragons. Imagine Monkeys. He's dead, sadly. Oh, that's too bad. Anyway. That wasn't sarcasm. That was just the only appropriate reaction I knew. Okay, I'm about out of thoughts. I am almost out of thoughts. Oh my god. I am out of thoughts. Talk about the Monkees. Unfortunately, I can't because I don't know anything about the Monkees. I'm not refusing to talk about the Monkees, I just don't know anything about the Monkees. So, yeah. They were, yeah, other than they were a band, that is literally all I know. I don't know any of their music. I don't know who any of the members were. I don't know their history. I know fuck all nothing. A Pal for Gary. That is the episode of all time, I must say. I just had to stop myself from taking a piss in the floor. You should actually do a full episode on A Pal for Gary. Be careful. If you piss me off hard enough, that might actually be a full episode. In fact, fuck it. Piss me off bad enough, and I might do the Squidward toenail episode. But only if you piss me off bad enough. That toenail is going to come right out. It would make a good episode. Well, it would. It would make a good episode. After all, this show already feels like Squidward torture porn as it is. I'm Squidward, you're torture, and Spider is porn. And together, we are torture porn. The Squidward toenail episode is actually not that bad. I'm used to people exhibiting just the worst reactions to that episode. My mom included. I'm used to people just exhibiting the worst reactions out of that one. It has one bad scene and the rest is actually hilarious. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Although just for that, I should write in a scene where I lose a major organ. Basically just do a normal ass video and then at some point I end up losing a finger with graphic detail. I'm so tempted to do that. I'm gonna be real, I thought the ending to The Splinter was hilarious. I'm gonna file that under a hot take, but I guess I can't argue there. It is a funny ending. Sorry if I seem kind of dry. I'm just a little eepy at the moment. Mr. Crab pulls it out and the confetti comes out. Yeah, it's that kind of stupid, random absurdity that I just love. I'm gonna be real with you. Some of the best SpongeBob episode endings are the ones where either it feels like nobody learns their lesson or they didn't know how to end the episode. And also Squidward trying to hurt himself so he can get paid time off. That too. Okay, but I'm going to be real. I think some of the funniest SpongeBob episode endings are the ones where either nobody learns their lesson or they didn't know how to end the episode. Good Neighbors isn't as bad as everyone says it is. I haven't seen it in a while, so I can't... I've seen that episode, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I can't really comment. You have to look at it as both sides are in the wrong. That is true. In the case of Wonder After Dark, all three sides are in the morally questionable. That's not a complaint. Genuinely, that's me being funny and summarizing the show in a comedic manner. All three participants are very much morally questionable. But the fun kind of morally questionable, you know? Get Medicaid. I was just making a joke about these live streams, but I will take your advice. Genuinely, the joke I was just making is that we all three on these streams say the most questionable jokes. So there really is no gray area. You need a proof. Yeah. You're not wrong. I'm not. Can I poop on you? I don't know what was more bizarre. You saying get medication when I didn't even make a joke that warranted it, or you saying get medication followed immediately by can I poop on you? This whole show is just iCarly if it was hosted by potheads. They get poop on the road. Now we're back to SpongeBob. Oh, God. The whole robot episode, just, they poop on the rope. I feel like I'm a robot that gets pooped on every night. Oh, by the way, robot, stay tuned for Tuesday, but yeah. Don't bother touching that dial. Disney Channel will be right back with this orgy. Okay, genuinely, I'm at play the song that... Okay, I don't know how copyrighted this is, but I'm going to play this and then I'm going to end the episode just because it is getting a little late. And that's as much as I can play before I get copyrighted. I would play it for longer, but again, copyright. 13 seconds is the best I can do. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was reviewing the special. The Legend of Bikini Bottom is pretty good. I wouldn't call it like the best SpongeBob Halloween or the best SpongeBob special. The Line Man plus Stadium Rave are the best songs in SpongeBob. May have to agree. Anyway, Legend of Bikini Bottom. Would I call it the best SpongeBob Halloween special? No. But it's a pretty fun one. AKA the Mermaid Man song and the Jellyfish song. I knew. I know and I knew. Also, hey look, somebody finally got the name of Stadium Rave right. Okay, Shadow just decided to take a tumble. Got so fucking bored with this show. Band Geeks is overrated. That is genuinely a hot take, if I've ever heard one. But yeah. Okay, I would love to talk SpongeBob. I like Band Geeks, don't get me wrong. Great episode. And it ends with Squidward winning, which is nice. But I liked Plankton's Army better. Yeah, no, Plankton's Army is just funnier. Like, much funnier. Oh yeah, but the special. I give it like an 8 out of 10, maybe a 9. There you go. Alright. I would love to talk SpongeBob all night. But unfortunately, we don't have all the time in the world. Now, do we? No, we do not. Lots of people will say Band Geeks is the greatest of all time. Yeah, that is true. We'll have all the time in the world next time. Well, it's not going to be tomorrow. Granted, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow yet. Spy Kids theme plays, yeah. Well, granted, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow yet, but find out. Plus, admittedly, actually, when did I do... Okay, I know I did... I'm trying to think if I've done the whole Let's Do Spy Kids redo. Okay, I had to genuinely think... I had to genuinely, for the love of God, think if I did Spy Kids already or not. I forgot to mention some stuff the last time. Mention it, but make it quick. Not trying to rush, but just make it quick. Don't take too long. Take your time, but don't take too long. Nah, I'll mention tomorrow. Okay. Noted. Guess whatever it is quite lengthy. We did do Spy Kids, but we can do it again. Yeah. But will it be tomorrow specifically? No idea. I'm not refusing to, but I don't know for sure. But for now, will I elaborate further? Fuck it. Yes, tomorrow. I'll flip a coin on that. And even if it is tomorrow, fair warning, it might have to share. Wait. At least you... No, you won't, I decided. Oh, but don't you know, I'm the host. You're just a cast member. And don't you know, we have to share this show equally? Anyway, will I elaborate? I'm the co-host. Unfortunately. Will I elaborate further? No, because I've said enough. Not the hardest, I could have slammed it down, but this show is my kid, I'm not doing custody. You do you, sis. Anyway, just keep spitting your shit. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. You're paying child support, though. Yes, I am. Wait. You know, sometimes wait is funny, but sometimes, can I talk about something? Make it quick. Not trying to sound rude, but just make it quick. So I watched Pokemon Horizons today, and Liko, or like that name, is a cute character. Sounds nice. She is very shy and doesn't know how to communicate with people. Reminds me of me. Liko. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. That sounds nice. It's very wholesome, even. Very wholesome. Mayhaps we'll talk about Horizons on a future occasion. Kinda wish you said that before the outro. Not trying to be rude, just interruptions. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. First 2 episodes are on YouTube for free. I will remember. Anyway, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and He loves you very much. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Good night, and have a day.